First thing is I should be Shannon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the stream.
Let's be real. If anyone should take Shannon, it's me.
Really? You gonna say that right now, Josh?
You're gonna say that? Could you say that loud and clear for the camera?
For the entire stream audience to hear?
That if Rindy is not available, I would gladly take Shannon if Khan was also not available.
I
feel
unfortunately you're gonna have some competition.
You didn't hear that end recording button, did you? Okay, good.
Saying that loud and proud into the microphone. You love to see
fucking
it.
I don't give a shit.
Alrighty then.
Louder for the people in the back.
Yes, hello everybody.
Shy anime girl.
Today we're gonna have a legendary fist fight between the epitome of envy and girls just want to have fun, aka what's her name?
Jessica?
I forgot. You actually
forgot her name.
I'm forgetting everybody's names right now.
Jessica Ushiramiya versus Kyrie Ushiramiya.
Thank you. Holy shit. See, this is why we do D&D early now. Otherwise, I would have forgotten everybody's names.
And y'all forgot her name.
Kyrie and Jessica. Oh my god.
Are you
Kyrie versus Jessica.
Already that.
Not Jessica.
I'm tired.
That's right. It's me. It's Jessica. Jessica Ushiramiya.
No, I'm Jessica.
My
No,
name
I'm Squidward.
Is anyone else around here, Jessica?
I'm the king of the pirate.
I should know about.
Alrighty then.
I too was a Jessica at one point. Anyway, sponsors. Woo! Today's episode of Umineko no Naku Koroni is brought to you by One Punch Man.
Oh.
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, I guess we're getting punchy.
Season 3 when?
Probably not because that game, that second season. Woo!
That's just because of the production studio. Come on.
John, that doesn't that means ratings still lower.
Execs don't care. People are dumb.
Anyways,
Let me
Kind of mid.
oh wait, I fucking hit the start button. I thought I was gonna start playing a cinematic for no reason. All right, we return to violence.
Violence. I'm gonna shut up now.
Bloodstained stand.
Instead of wearing a look of anguish, Jessica clicked her tongue in irritation at having missed.
Incredible. I see that you're your father's daughter. Have you taken up boxing too? Oh,
This is still Kyrie
impossible.
talking.
Jessica's barehanded. She isn't holding any sort of weapon at all.
Please don't resist, Aunt Kyrie. Just one strike to the head. I won't let you feel a thing.
Kyrie tried to look confident, but she couldn't hide her confusion at this unreal, destructive force. If that punch had hit, her head probably would have split open like Jessica had said, killing her without any pain.
Here I go.
If Kyrie's kick off the ground and backward leap had been an instant slower, her gut would have probably have been pulverized. Though she had avoided it by a hair, Jessica's left body blow was followed by a terrible burst of wind, like an explosion which blew Kyrie back.
Is this a dream? Am I still sleeping? I don't understand.
As Jessica looked like normal Jessica, something was different. It wasn't human, and common sense didn't apply to it. Oh, that's you.
This had to be some kind of nightmare.
Kyrie slowly stood up. Then she looked at Jessica, noticed that several meters between them, and realized just how far that blast of wind had sent her flying.
Feel free to aim. However, just like you, I cannot back down. can't let my love end half-baked either.
What are you talking about? Hey, what are you saying? What on earth is going on? Someone tell me!
Senior and Jessica seemed to be like a heat wave, to be enshrouding her fists, and it seemed as though something like a red magic circle had appeared beneath her feet. It looked just like a Western demon standing amidst the flames of hell.
Flame upgrade. Mass upgrade. Armor-piercing upgrade.
Each time Jessica muttered, her fists were surrounded by a pulsating, sinister red light. Those fists, which were actually smoking, surely represented the iron hammers of hell, wielded by demons. Maybe that bee is incapacitated at the moment. The flames of hell were too much for her.
I guess Jessica won. She got her.
Just give it a second.
Boom.
She nailed Kyrie and now she's gone.
Disconnect upgrade.
Packet loss upgrade.
DDoS upgrade.
Packet loss game.
You back?
Yeah, I GM too hard and took out my fucking computer.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Oh, I said the line? Or do I need to say it again?
I don't believe I heard it.
Okay. Goodbye, this is just a nightmare.
Kyrie dashed away with lightning speed. Yes, right now, that was her best option. Fortunately, she was smart enough to realize that pinching her cheek wasn't the best way to wake up from this nightmare.
Run away.
When Jessica muttered once more, a blood-red magical barrier cut across the corridor. Kyrie slammed into it hard and realized that her path of escape had been cut off.
Make this stop, I don't understand. This is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Let me wake up. Quickly.
Yes, this is a nightmare. If you want, I'll wake you up right now. Just one strike. Don't move.
Wielding her flames, Jessica slowly stepped forward towards her. Each time her foot lifted off the floor, a scorching steam hung around her footprints. This was a true nightmare. Kyrie clutched her head in her hands, taking it over and over again.
A nightmare, right? This is a nightmare, isn't it? Please tell me it is.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It is, right? It's a nightmare, right?
I acknowledge it. This is a nightmare.
I do too. I acknowledge this is a nightmare, so...
I'll wake you up. Just one strike.
Is he on deck? Jessica. Jessica's neck was twisted at an odd angle, and she staggered backwards, her eyes white, as though she didn't have a clue what had just happened. In her forehead, a demon stake was buried at an angle. It pulled itself out of her, spun around, and then became Leviathan and landed. The hole left behind Jessica's head spewed blood.
Leviathan of Envy, right here.
If we're already inside a nightmare, why not have a friend from my nightmare show up? My friend from the hell of envy. Thanks for showing up just in the nick of time.
It's too early to thank me. She's not down yet.
Even though she had taken a deep gouge to the top of the head, Jessica just stood there, convulsing in wide-eye, and didn't fall over. The blood stopped pouring out of her forehead, and her blank, doll-like eyes returned. Then she slowly pressed her own hand against the wound in her forehead. There was a sizzle, as though she had pressed a hot iron against it. Easy to tell that she was doing this to seal up the wound. If Kirei didn't escape now, there would never be another chance.
Can I defeat her?
No such luck. She's immortal thanks to the contract with one of the great demons.
It's because of love! That's why she's immortal.
Yes, love is magnificent. Those with our blessings cannot be killed.
Can we break that red magic wall?
Regretful is also a great demon. There's nothing I can do.
Can we escape through the window?
That was blocked. Regretful's barrier a while ago.
Incredible. So, has she sold her soul to demons for the sake of love?
How could she make so many contracts with great demons? Also, I'm so jealous.
Armor upgrade. All attribute defense. Counterattacking armor upgrade.
In response to these words, this time her entire body pulsated with a red light. She had upgraded herself with a defensive power that would prevent Leviathan's attacks from working again.
What's she talking about?
Self-augmentation. It's a kind of enchantment. Right now she has enough defensive power to stop me from piercing her. And she even has the ability to reflect that damage upon the attacker. She's no longer human. She's a monster!
Oh, so that's all. Then not much has changed.
How can you say that?
Just like in the very beginning, we still have no chance of winning.
That hurt. But it won't work again.
Jessica slowly lifted the hand that had been covering her forehead, and there was no longer any hole there. The hall was cut off by barriers on both sides, and even the windows were sealed. There was no way out.
Is the door to this room sealed?
No, it's just locked. It's a normal room. It does have a window, but that's already been sealed. In other words, it's a closed room and a coffin for us.
A coffin is just what I need. Unlock it. I'm jealous. Why are you the only one who can unlock it?
Leviathan's stake flew about at high speeds, ramming itself into the keyhole to that room. The tip of the stake had become a key. As soon as it was unlocked, the door flew open. Both of them fell into the room and quickly locked it. This was probably Krause's study. Its soothing furnishings brought about a sense of nobility that Krause would probably like.
Even if he unlocked the door, she could just smash through it with one punch. You just put the lid on your own coffin.
However, if she wants to land a killing blow on us inside this coffin, she'll have to take the lid off first.
With dim eyes, Jessica tilted her head up upon hearing Kyrie's words.
What are you talking about? How will such a small room be able to protect you, Kyrie?
This room may be a closed room. It may leave us with no method of escape. However, even you can't break into this room. That's just what a closed room is.
What are you talking about? How does this tiny room with its tiny door make you think you can escape me?
Jessica wearily looked between her own burning fists and the door, with a confused expression on her face. Then, slowly, she sent that pulsating red light to her fists. She repeatedly chanted her fists to give them the destructive power for the killing blow.
I'll smash this door to bits.
If you think you can, give it a try.
Kitty!
After sealing the door and calmly saying those words, Kyrie placed a single index finger on the door. Jessica slowly raised her fire-wreathed demon fists.
So long, Kyrie.
Kitty! Huh?
Oh,
Jessica's fist slammed into the door in slow motion, like the decisive scene in a movie was being acted out. However, this was no act. Jessica's fists really were flowing down as though they were being sucked in, like a spoon sinks towards the jar through a jar of honey. That punch was no longer a punch. Okay, I'm sorry, let's point this out, but this fucking song sounds like Pokemon music when you run really low HP. It was no more than a knock.
I envy you.
envy.
I crawled through the hell of envy for 18 years because of my arrogance and naivety in love. So I envy you. You're going to remember my warning, succeed in love, and walk a beautiful life, right? I envy you. You'll get to live through the most beautiful time in a woman's life for a full 18 years longer than I did. I envy you so much.
Jessica tried to slam her fists against the door over and over again. However, as soon as her fist approached it, its speed plummeted. She could barely knock, much less smash the door.
Speed upgrade. Instantaneous force upgrade. Speed of sound upgrade.
It's useless, girl.
Smash it!
With full speed upgrades, Jessica's fist moved the speed of sound, 1,225 kilometers per hour. However, how long has Jessica been in envy to gain that speed? She started to envy George and Shannon's relationship about 2 years ago. 2 times 365 equals 730 days. 730 times 24 equals 17,520 hours. However, she wasn't envious all the time. It only happened when Shannon started going on about George, with Shannon's shift on about 3 days of the week, divided by 7 times 3. And it wasn't as though she would go on about George all day long. Her fond words for him would only leave a mark on Jessica for about an hour, right? So only 24th of each day. So only 1/24th of each day. 17,520 divided by 7 times 3 divided by 24 equals 312, removing the fractional part. The number of hours that Kyrie had been jealous was 157,680. In other words, this wasn't even 0.2% of the time Kyrie had been jealous. Even 1,225 kilometers per hour, the speed of sound became only 2.45 kilometers per hour in the 1/500th world.
Understand. You're lacking in both love and jealousy.
Even if she increased the speed of her fist, in Kyrie's world, Jessica couldn't make it any faster than a walking child. Jessica ground her teeth, her fist still pressed against the door. If someone could have seen this from both sides of the door, it would have looked as though Kyrie was holding it shut with a single finger.
Way to go, Kyrie!
You see, this room is a closed room. At most, Jessica-chan can knock on the door, but she can't lay a finger on us. Inside. Yoshi on set.
Beach's definition of a closed room.
What the heck is that?
At this rate, this closed room will be troublesome indeed. It is impossible for a human to carry out a closed room murder. Only magic can do that. Until you truly understand magic, you'll not be able to crush it.
Jessica-chan can't corner me any further. As time passes, the relatives will eventually realize that I haven't returned and they'll start searching the mansion. Then you'll be observed. Both witches and magic disappear when they're observed. The nightmare's already over, girl.
Damn it.
Oh? I can't believe Jessica's suddenly getting eliminated.
Oh, please give it your all. Do it for your beloved canon.
Come on, Jessica, believe in love.
And show us a miracle.
I revised that. There isn't even any need to wait for time. There isn't any need to wait for time to pass. After all, there's an internal phone line right here. Of course, the line hasn't been cut. I'll just pick up this receiver. This is my checkmate.
Construction completed. Closed room murder.
My. I do believe that's valid.
Permeation upgrade. Attack transmission. Indirect attack power upgrade.
Huh?
Jessica's fist, which was pressed against the door, glowed red and then white hot.
Holy shit.
The building is on fire!
Fuck yeah!
Jessica didn't even swing her fist. She just kept it pressed against the door. However, Jessica's murder extended within this closed room. Through the crack in the door, through the keyhole, burst the flames of hell. Jessica couldn't see what was happening inside the room. However, even here, on the other side of the door, she could tell that the flames of hell had swallowed the entire room. Kyrie's smoldering death throes could be heard from across the door. Jessica clearly heard as Kyrie danced a dance of death amidst the hellfire, fell to her knees and slumped over to the floor. Slowly, Jessica tore her burning fist away from the door.
love the hell of envy so much, then burn. Burn in the flames of envy for all time. There are probably some things that can be learned from envy. However, it's nothing to be praised, and going through it is no one's duty. It seems you were too proud after all. Aunt Kyrie.
A splendid closed-room murder.
I'll let you take care of the mess. I'd hate for her corpse to be burnt to a crisp when it's finally found. Do you think you could clean it up?
As you wish, my lady.
Renovate transformed into a gold butterfly and entered Krause's study through the keyhole. Then he had to cross his arms and think about how he should start cleaning up Kyrie's unrecognizable corpse and this room that had ended up as a burning hell. Jessica finally let out of the breath that she had been holding down in her chest. Her normal human glint finally returned to her eyes, and then she couldn't help but shudder at what she'd done. Even if it had been just a trial on the game board for the sake of her love.
Is that good enough, demons?
Yes! Well done, Jessica.
Your love is the real deal.
George welcomed Jessica with a crisp applause. Beeler timidly tried to join him, but Jessica yelled at her and she stopped.
There's just something that happened on the game board. There's no need to look so sad about it.
I know that logically. But still, how am I supposed to just accept it emotionally?
Milady.
Canon-kun, I love you. I can't give up. That's why I've shown you how I feel. I didn't do something wrong, did I? I'm not wrong, am I?
Milady.
As Jessica started to sob, Cannon held her quietly, and he realized that he would have to carry on the determination she had shown him.
He didn't make any mistakes. Also, it also isn't a mistake to keep your human heart and be sad. I just happen to be a bit more of a stoic when it comes to that sort of thing.
Not everyone can match up to George-sama's level. But in any event, you have completed your trial, milady. Well done. I admire the strength of your determination.
I see. Both George and Jessica have splendidly succeeded just the same. Very impressive, Jessica. That closed room murder just now was wonderful enough to fascinate even a witch like myself.
Jessica had used magic to kill Kyrie, who had holed up inside a closed room. In that instant, Jessica had constructed a closed room murder, had it acknowledged by the demons and raised it to the level of magic.
Your trials have been completed.
So then, who will take up the next challenge?
Will it be Beatrice-sama?
No, it might be Shannon.
No, this has to be Canon's time to shine.
Come on, speak up.
Who is next? Who will take the next trial?
What witch would hesitate at committing murder on a game board? Even shyness can kill love. All right, who will?
Carry out the next murder of love.
The three who remained looked at each other. None of the other raised their hand. The next few seconds, they would raise their own hand. All three thought this at the same time. So, they all raised their hand at the same time. The ones they loved had already shown their determination. They had to carry on. Cool.
That was tight.
Yeah.
Huh. Beatrice is part of this, huh?
Yeah.
That is pretty good, yeah.
The fate of those who do not fight.
But, like, before we... Can I say something?
Yeah. Please.
But, like, what I was saying is that if this is supposed to be, like, the trial of ultimate love, why is it the crazy yandere love where you'll kill for your... Like, why is it that? Because that's not... I wouldn't, at least... I guess they consider that the ultimate form of love?
This isn't exactly yandere love where it's murder the hypotenuse.
Let's save that for the discussion.
Let's talk about
wait,
this
Khan.
later.
Actually, just one more thing. Khan, you're a bit quiet. Can you move a tiny bit closer to the mic?
Oh, sorry. This better?
Yeah, that'll work.
Anyways,
Alright,
Rosa
sorry.
could be seen in the parlor. The elders apparently all wanted to be alone after dispersing for a short break. As everyone avoided the parlor, the one place where people would normally gather, Rosa was able to have this relaxing and comforting room all to herself. That didn't mean that she looked relaxed. Her expression was heavy with gloom and weariness. The cup of black tea that she had brought from the dining hall had gone cold. A pleasant silence. Now that no one was in sight, Rosa's heart finally awoke. She was always treated like a kid in the conferences with her three siblings. She had no influence at all. But, possibly because of that, she was apparently considered to be a neutral party. The siblings would often ask for her agreement, sometimes even treating her like a referee or a judge.
I have to make use of that. And turn the discussion in the direction I want. I have to find almost 100 million yen by March. That was supposed to be my great commitment. A bird and eye board to help support that man's business. Now, I'm not sure anymore. If I can pay off my debt, will he call me again? Don't make me laugh. Even if you do contact me after all this time, I'll be the one to refuse. But still, you're Maria's father. Please come and see her, if only just once.
Love is quite a difficult thing to stick to, isn't it?
Huh? Who?
Though no one should have been in the parlor, someone suddenly spoke to Rosa, and she jumped. Just when did he get there? Cannon could be seen standing there. Giving something that she had been deep in thought, think that she hadn't noticed him at all.
You startled me. Ugh, sorry, I guess I was thinking so hard that I didn't notice you. Do you need something?
No. The reason you are currently in pain is because of love, Rosa-sama. Am I wrong?
That's saddened. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Maria-sama's father wanted you to be the co-signer of the loan. And you accepted, Rosa-sama.
What a troublesome kid. You were listening to Kraus and Nissan from the hallway, weren't you?
True, earlier that day, in this very room, Craftsman seemed thought through to the fact that Rose was bearing a massive debt because she'd become a co-signer on a loan. However, he hadn't said that her partner had been Maria's father. Why did Kennen know so much?
You are a very wise person, Rosa-sama. You wouldn't have become a co-signer without thinking carefully about the consequences.
I hadn't yet moved to his family register. But I thought of the man I would soon marry as my partner. If he couldn't borrow the money without my name, I figured that helping him out was my responsibility as his future wife.
And did that future ever come?
No, it hadn't.
So afterwards, Rosa was always alone, and Maria never had a father. However, time moved on. Nothing changed for the Maria, who should have been a symbol of their union, just kept growing like a living hourglass, measuring the length of the hell Rosa had crawled through. Because of that, Maria's growth hurt.
It's ironic. I tried to forget that man several times. But you know, forgetting him doesn't get rid of that debt.
It is only natural. That's why she had to forget her love, and do all she could to pay that money back.
But you know, I also think of it this way. If I can manage to pay everything off, it'll mean that I've passed the trial of love that he gave me. I'll have to pay off my debt anyway, so how can I abandon my reward, the love I'll gain as a result, before it's over? Is it really so wrong to put off thinking about that until after I've paid my debts?
It may have been a trick of words that only those who have suffered through love could understand. Even Rosa was vaguely aware of the possibility that she had been deceived. However, if she was able to succeed in paying back the loan, he might acknowledge her usefulness as a wife. When that happened, she might be able to regain that love. And if she abandoned that love, this debt, this trial that he had given her, would become completely meaningless. Yes, for her, the debt itself appeared to be a trial of love. Heck, the very fact that she tried to view it that way might have been the blindness of love. Proof that she was still bound by her regrets and obsessed with the past. That pain still continued within her. At the very least, it would remain until she paid back that massive loan. And even then, it would take quite some time before she'd be able to lay her feelings for him to rest.
Could this be that Halkyria-sama spoke of?
I see. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But there's no doubt that my world has been hell through and through.
And how can you put an end to it?
Who knows? If anyone did, no one would ever be crushed by the disease of love.
That disease is a serious one. It sometimes eats into a person for their entire life. Hey, Charlie, there's like a fuckload of shit happening in your background. Can you please?
I thought I had the thing muted. I'm sorry.
Dude, just tell them push to talk, like, please. Anyways, it sometimes eats into a person for their entire life, spreading to and hurting the people closest to them. That disease was torturing her now as much as it ever did.
Well, since you bring up Kyrie-san, her story is like a wish or a dream to me.
Though she had her man stolen from her, she persevered for 18 years. She never fell to despair, and instead continued to support Rudolph, keeping her head down and waiting for a miracle.
Maria is still 9 years old. I've only waited as long as the first half of Curie's 18 years. If I gave up after just this, she would laugh at me.
Do you think a miracle will occur within 9 years?
If I doubt that, it's all over. In a sense, I'm a ghost. I'm already dead. I'm just living on without noticing.
A ghost waiting for eternity for a person who will never come.
That's right. That day, when I naively said that I wanted to support his dream, I was probably already dead. I guess that really was a regretful day in the end. I have dreams. I want to go overseas. I'll fly out of this tiny country, make it big, and come back to you. That takes me back. At that time, I thought of lovers as a pair of people willing to acknowledge each other's radical dreams. That's why he would always happily cheer me up by talking about how I'd become a successful designer. Traveling to Paris to release a new line and getting jostled by the press. When I think about it, I really had my head in the clouds during that strange time. We both lifted the other up as though we were drifting about in the air. So, when he said he wanted to get out of Japan, I applauded him and promised to support him. Acknowledging each other's great dreams with nothing but words is a classic sort of pillow talk between lovers.
I think this is actually, yeah. However, when it comes to actually carrying them out, you need to be more serious and calculated.
For a long time, I felt proud of letting him go on that day. No, I still do.
But you still regret it.
That's right. If I'd sobbed and told him to stop on that day, I might not have fallen into hell. Seeing him off with a smile was my victory? Of course not. It's as though I lost by default by refusing to fight when the time came. I only glorified that loss. Saw him off with a smile as he went on to take the world overseas. And became intoxicated with the illusion I was some brave woman waiting patiently for her man's return with her daughter. Even though I didn't get a single call from him, and mail sent to the address he'd given me came back forwarding address unknown. This is hell. In this hell, I'll regret not fighting when I should have until the day I die. I've even dragged my daughter into it. I wish someone would just kill me. I want to be told that I've already been killed, that I'm a ghost.
In love, if you do not fight, you have to crawl your way through hell.
Yes, love is a fight.
Will you win and gain? Or lose and die?
But please have no fear of death.
After all, it is a peaceful sleep.
What's truly terrifying
Terrifying is the hell where you find the unsleeping ghost of those who could not win.
it couldn't die. That hell has no end.
The battle of love is the cruelest to those who have never even fought, but weren't able to die either.
So in love, you've got to make it or break it. Dying in battle like that is liberating.
Hey,
Sorry.
real quick, Con, like, I hear music in your background. I don't want to get copyright struck. Can you turn whatever's in the background down a little bit, please?
Oh, you can hear it? I didn't hear anything.
You gotta understand, I have to have, like, the audio for you guys really high to make sure people can hear it, so I hear everything that happens in the background.
Oh, gee.
Oh, you have everyone at like 200.
Well, basically,
I mean,
I
I
have to,
do
like,
too, but
I gotta make sure that fucking everybody is as audible as the driven snow.
I will assume that I am not at a 200.
Let's see, actually. Yeah, you're a 100, Josh. You're good.
Okay.
Any better?
Yes. It's mostly because, like, when you do Angie, you're like you're really quiet, and that kind of fucks things up sometimes. But don't worry about it; it's fine.
Sorry about that.
No big deal. Anyways, take it away.
They say the most torturous toxin for humans is made from love grown stale. The suffering it brings exceeds the torture of most twisted hells.
She used this knowledge to try and embolden her double and little sister, encouraging her to take on any trial, no matter how fierce.
I understand.
After
all, when my desire to have Battler-san accept me one day wells up in my chest, I can feel the seed that resides there. It is up to me to kill that seed or make it bud. However, if I let it rot here in my chest, that poison will surely torment me forever.
That is the most fearsome torture in the world. Even for us 1,000-year-old witches. See what happens to those who make light of love. This hell of roses.
Is what happens to those who do not possess the courage to make the seed of love bud and instead allow it to rot.
One cannot end that.
Pain by their own hands.
This is Rosa, by the way.
Just now. Was that a red light?
Pardon me.
Huh. What? Just now, I thought I saw something strange. I wonder if I'm tired. It's probably just my imagination.
Rosa picked up her cup of cold tea. When she did, she saw a small, red rose petal float to the surface.
A rose.
I have heard that in your youth. You love to lie on that sofa.
It wasn't a rose petal. It was a drop of blood that had fallen from Rosa's eyes. In an instant, Cannon had beautifully and precisely touched the single thread of Rosa's life. There was no wound on Rose's body. However, several drops of blood dripped down from her eyes. Her pain, her uncertainness, her uncertainties, and her worries were all gone now. Slowly, she fell down onto her side on the sofa. This had been one of the happiest things that she had done during the happiest day of her life.
Sleep well, Rosa-sama. Your hell has ended.
Ken took a blanket out of a cupboard, and gently covered Rosa with it. To anyone, it would have looked just as though Rosa was sleeping peacefully. Those demons not exaggerated when calling this trial a battle of love. It was at least accurate on this cruel but unassailable fact, that those who have their love shattered meet with death.
Now, my part is complete. Did you see that, demons? Damn!
You dare to kill my mama? You dare to kill my mama?
One of the two great witches of Marriage Sorcière, Marie. Though she was an apprentice, the power sleeping within her had impressed even Beatrice at the height of her strength. In Maria's eyes, though Rosa may have been the Black Witch, she was also the vessel of the mother she couldn't help but love. Her anger at having that stolen from her was near madness.
You, Mama.
Maria's attacks were too emotional. Together that she didn't notice the cannon vanished for several heartbeats, and she released her barrage at what had become empty space. In the meantime, Cannon jumped from wall to wall, around to Maria's back.
I don't want to kill past my quota, but I'll clean up the messes I've made.
Who are you?
What are you?
Diplomatic immunity. I won't let you target Maria or me.
Damn!
The red curved blade extending from Cannon's hand vanished in an instant. He tried hard to make it reappear, but when he attempted to use it on Maria and Sakutaro again, it vanished once more. Because of Sakutaro's power, he was unable to make either of them the target of his attacks.
There you are. How long have you been there?
Who are you? I won't let anyone bully Maria.
Damn it!
Maria finally noticed where Cannon was, and she slowly turned around. Cannon made his sword materialize yet again. But no matter how often he tried, it kept fading out, like a flashlight with a bad battery.
I won't let you get away now. I won't forgive you for the sin of stealing my mama away. I'll kill you. Just like Mama killed all of them. I'll kill you without mercy.
As Maria howled, the entire parlor was surrounded by a cube of red, magic barriers. It was a closed room symbolizing a barrier that Cannon could never escape.
Damn it! Not here!
Cannon cursed his bad luck. Even though he had fulfilled his goal in the demon's trial, if he was killed here, he'd be dragged off the game board.
Maria,
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, I won't overdo it. I'll be a little more gentle than Mama was.
Huh? Ryu, who is it? Pardon me, Maria-sama. In accordance with the contract with the Par-sama and Furfur-sama, I come for your life.
Shannon, don't get in my way!
It's pointless, Shannon. How will anyone target Maria? Yes. I don't intend to target her in any way. I will simply protect myself.
A cylindrical red magical barrier surrounded Shannon as she stood in the center of the parlor. She made its brightness and thickness grow, and its radius suddenly expanded, filling up the room. It wasn't targeting Maria. Its power was being wielded to protect Shannon's body. Sakutaro's power didn't make it disappear.
Nason.
Would you let your feelings for my lady collapse in a situation like this? Get a hold of yourself.
By now, the shield with Shannon at the center had covered up the entire room. Its power crushed Maria and Sakutaro into the corner. Ironically, they were perfectly wedged between Shannon's barrier and the closed room barrier Maria had set up to prevent Cannon from escaping.
No good! Can't escape!
I see. This is a closed room. This must be perfect, but I want to be detective who's trying to deny Beato's magic.
Checkmate, Maria-sama. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, it's fine. Crush me.
Then here it comes.
The entire room was filled with the red light of the shield, and the output and pressure were raised to their limit. Then, crushed between the shield and their own closed room barrier, Maria and Sakutaro lost their forms, scattered into a gold splash, and disappeared.
Thank you. I couldn't afford to disappear here.
If you lost in a place like this, you wouldn't be able to let it go.
Yeah. I wouldn't have given up if I had lost my place in like this.
Spar-sama, Furfur-sama. We have both finished our trials. Is that satisfactory?
Yeah, truly splendid. No complaints for either of you.
Then shall we finish with Beatrice's turn? Oh, where did you go?
To the victim she's chosen, of course.
Then let's go there as well. Then let's go there.
As well. The one time we probably should have tried to sync. Whoopsies.
We're still killing it though.
Every other time we would like accidentally sunk for like 2 seconds.
You would not have been able to keep it.
You got it right turn one, and it's all been downhill from here.
Uh-oh.
And it wasn't even on a line you were to double up on. Fuck. Natsuki could be seen in her personal room. Krause told her to go to bed, but she couldn't afford to lie around sleeping on an important day like this. However, she realized that she was the type to get excited easily, and that this sometimes held her husband back. So, though she didn't like it one bit, there was no way around it. It was probably close to the time for the break to end, and the family conference would begin once again in the dining hall. Her husband would have to protect the Ashurmia family honor from those greeting siblings, all by himself. If she grew too emotional by his side, she would just tie him down. Though she knew that quietly waiting here was the best way she could support him, that didn't make the waiting any easier. Natsuhi pulled a small treasure box out of a drawer. This was her secret box, and so was everything from valuable items to mere rubbish. However, they were all precious, memorable treasures in Natsuhi's eyes. She pulled a small pouch out of the box. She stuck her hand inside it. It was a kind of charm that her own family had given her when she had married. A spirit mirror to ward off evil. Her own face was reflected in it. Youth doesn't last forever. Recently, she'd seen a bit of her parents and grandparents on her own face. So by staring at her reflection in the mirror like this, it felt as though her soul had returned to the family she'd been born into.
Dad, Mom, I've always been so ignorant and unable to support my husband.
Of course, her face in the mirror did not answer. However, Natsuhi continued.
I wait here alone because I love my husband. However, I think love means being close to one another. Though I understand logically that staying here is the best way I can help him, I still feel wretched for doing it. It's tough, isn't it? Waiting for the sake of others, for the sake of love.
With a plop, a tear fell onto the mirror. Old dear memories of her life at her parents' house rose up inside her. Now was the time for her to follow her parents' example. When her father came home late, her mother would always sit up straight, waiting for him, prepared for him to arrive at any moment. She would always wait for him, kneeling in the entrance hall, and no matter how late he came home, she would always wake up all the children and line them up to greet him.
At that time, I only thought of her as being exceptionally strict. But at this age, I finally understand how strong she was. Persevering in... Oh.
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
Right, you had to re-download it.
Mm-hmm. To listen to the lion's voices.
Persevering in her love for her beloved husband, even after being left in charge of the house while he was out.
This is Chickpedo? Tom?
Sorry. Clear my throat. Because of your love for your husband, you couldn't bear to be made to care for an unfamiliar child.
Huh?
The sudden voice made Natsuhi jump back and look about the room. When she did, there was a Western lady wrapped in an extravagant dress.
Who are you?
Natsuhi was confused. There was no one like this in the mansion. However, though this was her first time seeing this person, it felt as though she had seen her somewhere else. Her mind had gone blank with anger at the ruffian who had snuck into her private room, and confusion over the appearance of someone she didn't know. So it took quite some time before she realized that this was the witch of the portrait.
Though you murdered a baby you didn't know on that day 19 years ago, I will not hold that sin against you.
What are you talking about?
Beato had chosen Natsuhi as her sacrifice. She was Battler's enemy.
Beata didn't know much about the detail of Battler's birth. However, she knew about the fragment from the previous game, and knew there was a chance that Battler was the baby that Natsuhi had pushed off a cliff 19 years ago. Battler had used the blue wedge to protect Natsuhi from certain false charges. But if you took it as a confession by Battler himself, then from Beato's position, Natsuhi was an enemy who probably forced Battler to live a painful life.
You killed that baby, who lacked your husband's blood, for the sake of your love for your husband. So, also for the sake of love, I will not hold it against you.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Get out! This is my room!
Therefore, please do not hold it against me when I kill you for the sake of my love.
Beata slowly stuck out her arms and made as if to grab something in empty space. That grab bound itself around Natsuhi's neck. Natsuhi's heels lifted up, and a faint purple shape appeared around her neck. Natsuhi frantically scratched at her neck, trying to stop whatever was strangling her, but there was nothing there. So, to an outsider, it looked just as though Natsuhi was standing on her toes in anguish, scratching at her own neck.
Both pairs of lovers have shown their determination. I do not think that my love for Battler-san is inferior to theirs. Just as I will not blame you for your sin of 19 years ago, I will not blame myself for this sin.
As Natsuhi twisted in agony, something she had been grasping fell from her grip. As it fell by her feet, Beata dropped her gaze to see what it was. It was Natsuhi's spirit mirror. When she peered into it, does it sound like a burst of electricity? That sound released Natsuhi from the invisible hands, and made Beato topple backwards like a doll. Coughing, Natsuhi tried to comprehend what was going on around her. Beata rolled over and, dizzy as though she had just bumped her head, she slowly tried to stand up. Her eyes were bewildered, as though even she didn't really understand what had happened.
What is this?
That is surprising. You could touch the spiderwebs without trouble, but you can't handle the spirit mirror.
Even I don't have a clue what's happening. What in the world?
She had thought that only Beata the Elder possessed non-human weak points. It was getting burned by spiderwebs and wards and having her powers sealed by spirit mirrors. However, for some reason, the spirit mirror alone could apparently affect Beato as well. Even Beato could understand that what about the spirit mirror had had such an overpowering effect on her. But Natsuhi was different. She instantly realized the reason for the hesitation of this unearthly being, to which the portrait must be the power of the mirror. So she rapidly crawled across the floor and picked it up. Then she stuck it out so that Beato could see it. Beato still didn't know what was happening. So, still sitting down, she looked straight at it. At this time, both of them understood the situation completely. Beata realized that the mirror was working some hateful power against her, and Natsuhi realized that the spirit mirror had the power to repel witches.
Why is the mirror?
It's because you're an evil witch. This miraculous spirit mirror repels all creatures of evil.
Don't point it at me.
With the spirit mirror still held out, Natsuhi cautiously closed the gap between them. She was cautious, so as to prevent the other from suddenly lashing out and stealing the mirror, but she steadily moved to corner this evil.
I do not know who you are. All I know is that you tried to kill me. And I know that you are a creature of evil, fearful of the spirit mirror. Begone, evil one!
Beetle didn't understand what was happening herself. She didn't know why she had to fear this spirit mirror. However, when she tried to look at the bright light let off by the spirit mirror, it pierced her eyes. But she didn't understand why she must be afraid. She didn't understand that she must be afraid. By now, Beetle realized that the spirit mirror was both terrifying and harmful. As it came closer to her, she felt an increasingly strong and painful burning sensation over her whole body, as if someone was approaching her with a hot iron. She couldn't even open her eyes because of the mirror's bright, painful glint.
Go! Return to the world from whence you came, evil one! I, Ushirimi and Natsuhi, do not fear evil in the least!
It's no use. Why? Why is this musty mirror so... If I lose here, I'll be the only one to fail this trial. Just like George-san and Shannon-san and Jessica-san and Gannon-san, I also want Atlas-san to acknowledge me and treasure me. Yet, even though I finally managed to be honest with myself in a place like this, I alone will be.
Are you giving up? Only you?
Believe. A miracle of love will surely occur.
I love Atlas-san. I want him to notice me. And I want him to acknowledge and accept my feelings. If my reason for calling him father and dedicating myself to him was out of duty toward a parent of mine, I would have been satisfied with no reward. That was a deception I used to fool myself. I love Butler-san, and I want him to acknowledge it. I accept it. I won't turn away any longer. I was born because I love Butler-san, and I want him to love me back. And so, I cannot lose here.
Begone, evil one! There is no place for you here!
Determination had come too late. If she had it from the start, she would probably have managed to finish Natsuhi off right then without any fear. Because she had wavered and taken time to kill Natsuhi, and things ended up like this.
But now, I am resolved. I want to love Butler-san. I want him to love me. And so, I cannot lose here. After all, I was born for Butler-san's sake!
Yes, that is
what we wanted to hear.
It would sound like a beetle banging off the walls filled the room. The spirit mirror was knocked out of Natsuhi's outstretched hands. It fell to the floor, and the stake flying around the room pierced through it with a crash.
This is our pride right here! You dare mock me by choosing a single odd mirror to be my first target for so long!
Huh? Lucifer, son?
Beatrice-sama, you must complete your trial. She's getting in the way!
Someone! Help me! Someone!
At the spirit mirror, her last ray of hope had been smashed, and the number of strange demons had increased. Natsuki could do nothing but run for it. However, if she made a scene and people gathered, the anti-magic toxin would burn Beato. Now was her last chance.
Thank you, Lucifer-san. Prepare yourself, Ushiri and Natsuhi.
Once again, Beato choked the thin air. This time she wouldn't let her escape. She had to end Natsuhi's pain right away before it got too drawn out. But her power wasn't enough. The Natsuhi scratched at her neck. She also struggled to escape from the room. Her shaking hand stretched out to the lock on the door. A closed room is one of the concepts that allows a witch to be a witch. Just unlocking the door strengthened the anti-magic toxin a little. Since Beato was at her limit even within a closed room, if Natsuhi undid that lock, Beato's power would weaken immediately, and Natsuhi would surely escape into the hallway. Their strengths were matched. However, Natsuhi's began to surpass Beato slightly. The power of the living to live is fundamentally stronger than the power of magic. Of course, Beato was mustering all her might. However, Natsuhi was just a bit stronger. That's enough. Lucifer, do it!
As you wish.
Lucifer transformed into a stake, and like the time she had smashed Natsuhi's spirit mirror, flew violently across the room. Then she struck Natsuhi's forehead. Natsuhi crumpled slowly. When Beato saw this, she also fell to her knees, breathing hard.
Hey, Zapar. Does this count? Beatrice didn't complete a trial by her own strength alone, right?
That's right, Fur. True, this trial must be accomplished without borrowing the help of any other.
But maybe this is an exception?
A pair in love are as one.
This doesn't count as help from outside.
Battler-san.
Did you like to scare me like that as soon as the first twilight?
My apologies. Sorry I didn't listen to your instructions.
Instructions?
Well, I didn't stay in my room.
Beato hung her head apologetically. When he saw this, Battler scratched his head uncomfortably. In that case, I should apologize too. Should have chosen my words more carefully.
No, you did nothing wrong. Father, I mean, Battler-san.
It's okay. Call me whatever you like.
Huh?
Battler had always looked at the new Beatrice sternly. However, that was gone from his expression now. True, the older you may have just called me Battler. At first, I might have tried to force you to speak to me that way. But that would be pointless. You are Beato, but you're still you. You can call me whatever you want.
Battler-san.
Sure, that works great. Can't say being called father is really my thing.
Yes.
Earlier she had hesitated just to say Battler's name at all. If Battler had told her to say his name without honorifics, she couldn't have done so right now. And even if she had, that might have hurt Battler even more. However, now, she was allowed to call Battler by his name. You just had to look into her eyes, to see how happy this made her. I heard from Zepar and Furfur. I think a strange game has been started.
Yes. Sorry for getting involved all on my own.
No problem. That reckless way you leap in before you understand it, I really like you. And, well, heard about the theme for this game. Apparently you're supposed to play it in pairs.
Yes, that is correct, Lord Battler.
if you can succeed in winning through a trial.
We will bless the pair of you.
And bestow a miracle of magic upon you.
Seems these guys have been given their power to Beato's golden butterfly brooch. That means its effectiveness is guaranteed. We've been stuck with each other for a long time now. Nothing wrong with playing this sort of game every now and then.
Battler said...
Oh? Did you hear that, Fur? It looks like Lord Battler is joining in as well.
That's no surprise. After all, we've known since the beginning.
Welcome to our trial, Lord Battler.
So who will your sacrifice be?
I've already done my part. Go and check if you want.
Very well, Lord Battler. Come, Fur, let's go check.
Yes, let's. But Sapar, this means that all 6 lovers have succeeded in the trials, right? What should we do next?
The resolve of all 6 is the real deal.
Let us test them further in the next trial.
The 2 noisy demons disappeared. It apparently had to go check on the sacrifice Battler had killed. And also so that Battler and Beata, who could finally look at each other in the eye and talk, could have some time alone.
What do you think of the tale so far?
Suddenly asked this question, Angie immediately came to her senses. Then she realized that she had been immersed in Hachijo's tale. She felt a bit defeated and tried to look displeased.
You cleverly tried to distract us with this love trial stuff. But exactly 6 people have died setting up the first Twilight. Impressive.
Amakusa.
Oh, you're right. I hadn't realized.
Amakusa clapped his hands as though he had been outsmarted. Even though he figured it out before. Oh, that is not me. That's Angie.
Bruh.
It's all cool.
Amakusa clapped his hands as though he'd been outsmarted. Even though he figured it out before me, he played the fool.
Not simply because the number of lovers just happened to be 6. The fact that it matched the number of the first Twilight was half a coincidence, half design. It's a bit more interesting that way. Feels more like fate.
Humans have the bad habit of taking 2 meaningless phenomena and trying to link them together. Trying to make things seem like fate is a trick of books.
I guess you aren't a fan of Destiny and Miracles, lady.
It's like UFOs. Everyone knows about them, but no one has ever seen them.
That's a cool metaphor.
So, normally I'd try to skip over all the love and illusions and call them unnecessary, useless scenes for the mystery. But Okanoki-san disagreed with that way of thinking. He thought that by looking at things without love that way, the truth could never be reached.
You mean President Okanogi's catchphrase? Without love, it cannot be seen?
Yeah, that. If I put aside my anger at the person who killed my family in a story, and even speak with respect for Madame Hachijo, the one who wrote this tale, then there must be a point to this depiction. After all, she's used up all these pages talking about love and trials. In other words, those are the themes and key words of this tale.
Uh-huh. And there are many who would claim that all words not written in red ink are not worth reading. It is an honor, child of man, that you have reached the black letters as well.
Stories are written because the writer has something they want to communicate. And some writers feel that it's unrefined to lay everything out too directly. All of this about how you'll never reach the truth without love has shown up many times in the works before this one. This new work makes that even more striking. It means that the one thing the writer wanted to tell the most, the thing that they wanted us to think about the most. When you think about it, there have been many scenes about love ever since Beato first appeared. Even the first time she appeared before Shannon, she spoke clearly about how love was the single element of the world. And the golden butterfly brooch she had given was also an item for love. She had said that she enjoyed sowing seeds of love and watching complications arise. And when Shannon stopped borrowing her power, the reason for her argument was also love. After her interactions with Battler started up in full, scenes about love were toned down for a while. But the without love it cannot be seen definition of magic has been mentioned repeatedly. Then in the tale right before this one, when Beato became like a doll, several scenes made it seem almost as though Balor and Beato had accepted each other as rivals, or possibly something more. In the end, Battler had regained some memory and his impression of Beato had undergone a complete change. And then, in this game, from the beginning until now, the word love has been repeated over and over again. The tale you wrote keeps talking about love. However, that's not Maria Onechan's viewpoint or Beatrice's viewpoint. It's Hachijo Toya's viewpoint.
Correct. That is what I wanted to tell. And it is my own sort of answer.
Sorry, I was typing. Okay.
Answer? Then all the crimes 12 years ago were a trial of love started by strange demons?
Ridiculous. I didn't come here to read a romance novel you wrote. What I want to know is the truth you claim to have reached.
Foolish child of man. After reading all this, do you still not understand?
With an obviously condescending gaze, Hachijo shrugged. Bleh. Clear that she was trying to provoke Angie. She's probably hinting that Angie should just go home if she was annoyed. If you're going to read my noble work, not even to see whether you understand it, then get out. Normally, Angie would have thrown a fit and left. However, she couldn't do that. Though she didn't like someone else toying with her family's fates than a story. She was growing increasingly certain of something else as she read through it. This is Hachijo's followers said. This tale really does have the same presence and the same scent as the tales written by Beatrice. The author was certainly different. However, because it reached to the real truth, it had the same scent. Andrew's beginning to acknowledge this. Hachijo Toyo was the one who had reached Beatrice's truth. An endless witch like Beatrice, who could add to the endlessly stretching parallel world of the Catbox.
If one has reached Beatrice's truth, they can create a new tale, whoever they are. With this new manuscript, I'm sure someone besides myself will appear and reach the truth. Those people will be qualified to create new tales of their own.
So, there will be more and more endless witches.
Yes. And these many endless witches will add to Beatrice's Catbox tale. The more they add to it, the more people will reach the truth. When that happens, the very first endless witch, Beatrice, will finally be rewarded for writing such long letters, packaging them in bottles and throwing them into the sea. You might have yelled at me angrily and risen from your seat. However, you did not. Why?
Pun?
I hate to admit it, but I'm starting to think that your tale has some kind of truth or hint within it. I already have my own ideas. However, that's no more than looking with a single eye. Unless I accept a different viewpoint from my own and look at things from more than one angle, I'll never be able to see the truth in 3 dimensions. That's my interpretation of without love it cannot be seen.
Very well, child of man. Perhaps as the final survivor of the Ushiromiya family, it was fated that you would find the truth and become an endless witch. I exist only as a guidepost to awaken you to the true successor, as the true successor. Angie Beatrice.
Sometimes I don't understand what she's saying. However, she knows something. And maybe she actually has reached the truth as she claims. In other words, I didn't learn the truth even after reading the 2 message bombs that Beatrice left behind. And now I'm reading tale after tale filled with hints. So, these hints are challenges provoking me to think.
Indeed.
Perfect. I'll find this truth you say you've reached. It's a good thing I came here.
That it is. I invited you here because you hadn't found it yet, child of man.
Let the truth I see and the truth you see overlap. Just as you see things with a single eye, so do I. Now that I've found you, I can finally see the truth with both eyes.
So the first twilight has finally happened. Everything so far has made me sleepy.
You have some sleep in your eye.
Huh? Where? Mind your own business.
As you wish. Let's begin. First off, the first twilight. Probably could have paced that line better, but I'm gonna stick with it. I did not know it was gonna be the last line of the chapter. If it was, probably would have phrased that differently.
So we're in a bit of an awkward time area right now.
You know
Very,
what?
very.
So we're just, we haven't had like a discussion in like 3
Forever.
sessions. So in the interest of making things a little bit easy peasy, we're gonna go
end
ahead
the
and just
chapter here?
we're gonna end here, and we're gonna have our little post discussion now.
Will you allow
Very good.
Will you
5
allow-
minutes.
Very good.
Will you allow?
Okay.
Will,
Sorry.
Con, go! You go, Con!
Wait, no, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? 5 minutes. Gather all your thoughts from like the previous episodes too. Everything. We're just gonna talk about it all. So
Now, that was what I was going to ask. Are you going to allow us a few moments to actually write down what we
I
want
am
to say?
starting the timer right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Go
then-
ahead.
Timer begins now. Also, depending on how long this goes, we might. Capcom is doing an event apparently at midnight tonight, so that might be a thing worth peeping. Yeah.
Do we have an... There's
So-
no exact time. There's only a countdown, and it only goes down to hours and not minutes.
I'm going to
So-
assume it's midnight tonight.
By
I,
both
Your time or my time?
I don't even remember where I last, where my last set of notes was. In regard to the last 3 sessions.
I see. I guess to clarify, when I say midnight, I mean about 40 minutes from now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That seems the most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, carry on, Con.
Well, no, here we're
We're
gonna
not
have
carrying
her-
on. You're thinking. Gather
You're
your
thinking.
notes.
Use
You
your
might
thoughts.
still have something to say unrelated.
That she was asking
Oh.
if we could take a few minutes to compose ourselves. That was all she was asking.
Oh.
And then I also said $5 if the Capcom countdown is actually SF6.
I
That'd be
don't want.
Oh God.
I don't need another Street
what am I
Fighter. I'm
like?
good.
We're probably gonna have Resident Evil 4.
What if it's Final
So wait,
Fight
but didn't
4?
SF6 get leaked? So
Isn't it
could actually
a-
happen?
Is it not a something related to Street Fighter V Cap Cup?
I don't know.
Wouldn't
I
it
think
be a
it's
fighting
like
game
that.
of sorts?
They wouldn't announce an event like with such a 7 with the week countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the winter.
All right. I just think that maybe I think it might be a fighting game. I don't know if it's going to be a crossover, but I think it's just going to be a fighting game.
Okay.
Oh, it'd be hilarious if it's Darkstalker.
It would be great. It would be awesome.
No,
It'd be very funny if it was
Yeah, if it was-
Darkstalkers.
If it was Darkstalkers, I'd be fucking down for that. You kidding me? Shit.
I would be definitely down for that.
I highly doubt it's Darkstalkers.
I know, but I can dream.
I believe someone already leaked and was like, yeah, it's probably gonna get announced on Monday, which makes sense. Or Street Fighter 6 is gonna get announced on Monday. But we're just gonna go ahead and find out. Because personally,
Yeah.
I want it to be a thing I like. Because believe it or not, I'm not that big a fan of Street Fighter.
It's probably
How long
going to
do
be
those-
either Street Fighter 6 or something like that.
How long do you
Or-
think?
Sorry, Go Bone.
How long do you think this conference will be? I need to consider how it will affect my sleep.
Probably not that long. It's
Okay,
just
then
an
I can
announcement,
hang
and then
around.
it's Cap Cup. I believe. I'm not sure. Wait, my favorite Capcom? What the fuck? So I'm watching a stream, and someone in the chat just said, I need to go up to it again. Where the fuck was it? They said, my favorite Capcom game was Halo 4.
That was probably a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some guy in... Okay, that's odd.
Wad?
What?
Odd. I said odd.
Well, if I have to start off the thing about this whole bit.
Wait, are we starting?
Crimson, we're not
We are
starting
not
yet.
starting. We have a whole minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Could you take an extra minute on that? Please and thank you.
Alright.
An extra minute? Sure, why not?
Thank you very much.
So I found an area in my notes where I will probably start at, but I am not going to particularly harp on them because I barely remember the context some of these were in.
I already have my thing set down.
Hey, put that ROG limitation back on for the stream.
Yeah, here we can put on ROG limitation. Let me just pull that
What
shit
was, what was the bread one called?
Bread of Life.
Bread of Life. That's a title right there. It's an odd name.
Yeah, here we go. I'll just put up. Let me just find that for you. Hold on a second. I want to continue. I want to follow up the joke by putting up Pokemon low health music. But unfortunately,
Gen 4.
I feel like you will make the audience leave.
no,
with
like
that.
See, the real thing is I don't want the Nintendo ninjas to break down my house and break my kneecaps.
That sounds like, but the thing is, regardless, it sounds like one of the most annoying things you could do.
I mean, we're gonna play for like a second, Bone. Relax.
So when are we gonna play
Okay, I thought you
P5?
meant like throughout the entire stream you were just gonna hear da-dun, 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 da-dun.
You have 30 more seconds.
I'm imagining the fucking the Street Fighter 3 opening over this, like the Street Fighter 3 character select thing over this. Make your best pick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You just get some of the Golden Fantasia character select screen. Go. Okay, it's been an extra minute. Discussion time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, here, I'll go first, if nobody minds. Alright, I'm gonna blitz through some of my earlier notes, because I only somewhat remember the context. I wrote down, looks like placebos are playing a theme, the idea of things being more effective when you believe them. I do not remember the context of which I wrote that. The next thing I wrote was, furniture created by magic could be brainwashing. I also don't remember the context of that. Okay, Shannon is taking the existence of extra-dimensional beings very well. I think that was in the context of her just seeing these freaks and going, alright, sure, I'll play along. Alright. There seems to be a theme being mentioned about misdirection, and I wonder if that's what these side plots are. Such as this conflict... Yeah, I don't remember the context. Such as the conflict around who will get to love. Is this meant to be a distraction from more important things? Alright, I then mentioned, and I also mentioned in this last stream, Detective Authority gives Erica better hearing, which I mentioned last time. I wrote down homies. Okay, this stuff was from the last stream that we already talked about. Now I will go into the actual stuff of this stream. I find the whole thing with Jessica talking about Kyrie burning in hell to be weirdly out of character among the other freak out stuff that she was doing. I wonder if there was a non-magic reasoning of this behavior, and I wonder what it was why she did just a total on the spot personality change. I also find it interesting that Kyrie is now bringing forth stakes. Don't know what that's about. Why she suddenly buds with Envy.
There was a reason.
Okay.
If you'll remember, whenever Kyrie did fight Envy, was it Chapter 3? Chapter 3?
Yeah, episode 3.
Yeah, it was episode 3. And she almost actually did... Yeah, actually no, she did defeat Envy and probably earned her respect because of the years she spent envying other women involving Rudolph's position.
The thing is, she just casually brought forth Envy. So does that imply that memories carried over? Or is this a different Kyrie of a different history that, for some reason, knows about this magical being?
I think anytime that they're in a battle situation, peace memories from other past events come back into their memories.
Possibly?
Well, my thoughts was basically that. Wait, were you about to go, Con, or?
No, I just said
Well,
possibly.
continue.
Shall go?
Okay. Well, my thoughts are basically that the stakes don't really have a master. They just show up to help people because we've seen that witches can summon them. Apparently, like, the Shermias can summon them when they want to. It's just when magic shit is happening, you can summon a stake.
I just find her familiarity with Envy because she talked with the creature known as Envy, this personification of a spiky weapon. She seemed very familiar with her.
Isn't her name Leviathan?
No, it was Envy.
Yes.
Oh, wait, is it?
Leviathan of Envy.
Shit. I forgot, it's not Helltaker. Alright.
Right,
so-
but what I was going to say is that it actually makes sense. If these women, like, rule over the 7 deadly sins they're named after, then it makes sense that she's using the power of envy to do what she wants.
It's just how she acted with the personality that I find odd because she has never shown to have any familiarity with this type of thing before, as far as I remember, unless I am incorrect.
Well, my answer to that was... Oh, okay, you go. Sorry, I've been saying too
I
much.
say some type of magical peace memory where it activates when a magical thing happens, and when the stress of it happens, it basically activates their latent powers.
That said, I believe we are also supposed to assume a non-magic answer.
We're not at that point for trying to figure that out.
I think we can make guesses, but if nobody has any thoughts, is there any other thoughts, or should I move on?
I got nothing.
Alright. I find it interesting that just everybody's just been opening up about their lives this episode. I don't think that they've ever been this open about their histories. I find...
Oops, sorry. Keep
So I
going.
find that interesting.
I don't think they've actually been open about their lives as much as they've more than less been open about their love lives. Or at least how love has in their lives affected them.
Like Rosa was just letting it all out on Shannon. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Like,
Shannon.
man.
Well, I
Oh,
consider
right,
these... Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I consider these, like, events, like, Jessica trying to murder Kyrie and, Shannon with, Natsuhi, or whatever, sorry, I'm getting the names wrong, but, I consider them... Sorry, yeah, Beatrice is going after Natsuhi, right. I consider this entire thing to be, like, instanced. Like, this is, these characters exist and they're the same people as we've been seeing, but these are, like, non-canon events that are happening. At least that's how I was perceiving it. I'm not sure if that's true.
You mean magical scenario?
Like, they're playing Furfur and the other demons game right now. This is not... they've even said... Why are you worried about this? This doesn't count. Like, I think Cannon said that or something.
I believe that was George.
I was say that was
Yeah.
George.
Like, this isn't real. This is just nonsense. That's what I got from that. That it didn't count what they were doing.
I actually have a question involving that. Battler said that the 6 people that got killed, including someone that Battler killed himself, are all part of the first Twilight. So does this mean they actually did kill them?
Well, I mean, it all depends on... It all depends on, I think, perception.
I think the whole point of this is that these murders are the 6 stories, like, Twilight kills. It's either that or their instance, like I said.
I do have a thing about this in, like, my last note. But I'm not sure if you guys want to keep on talking about this subject. Y'all good?
Oh. Sorry. And I want to go ahead and piggyback off this. One of the things I wanted to talk about was Zepar and Furfur's trials. Mostly in that they are being used this time around instead of Beato's usual parts of the game, and Battler would have gone ahead and written all of this in. First off, kudos on him for doing that. And second, if they've all passed this first trial, then what will that go ahead and make the rest of them if they still have to follow the epitaph?
And
I don't think they're trying to solve the epitaph this time.
yeah, I think they're too distracted.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the thing, that, like, if the murders get ridiculous enough, it distracts them from solving the riddles, and therefore the witch side wins.
I said, have any of the murders been discovered?
Not as of right now.
Not yet. I mean, you know, chick Beatrice almost screwed it up, but she did it in the end with Battler's help.
Alright, so is there anything else, or could I move to the next point?
Go ahead.
Alright. So I guess it's possible that Battler was the Cliff baby. Although they seemed uncertain. Any thoughts?
That can't be that, because technically he's still by blood of the Shirmiya family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could have been, like, there's no reason that baby that Kenzo handed off couldn't have been Rudolph's, right?
It was an orphan baby.
It was.
Is there any confirmation it wasn't Rudolph's, though?
We're not for sure, but it's been clarified that this was a non-blood to them baby from an orphan.
Yep.
Oh. Alright, well they posed the possibility.
Hey, I have a different theory that Kyrie is technically Battler's mom, but they lied about the other mom having the baby beforehand. The other one had the miscarriage, not her.
Oh.
They lied to her about it. That's my fear on that.
So then they pulled the old baby switcheroo on her, eh?
That's what I believe, because
What?
it kind of makes sense that Kyrie was kind of like devastated, but she didn't confirm. No one confirmed that, because I think that might be a thing, a plot twist.
Maybe.
Steal the baby from the mistress so that way his actual marriage can be good.
Sure. I mean, that's not what she said. Yeah.
God damn. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be a good plot twist, because A, that does actually solve that weird thing that happened, and B, it kind of actually makes sense that Rudolph would still want to be married to his wife.
Alright, is there any other thoughts?
I wanted to say something. So, you know, it's a thing I've been struggling with during this session, the idea, like, the purpose of this entire love trial. Like, the thing I had trouble with is it's like, they're forcing you to kill people to prove you love someone, but that's not the only way to prove that you love someone. And then, basically, people are acting like, well, it's a trial, how much can you suffer for the person you like? Essentially.
It's because it's a demon thing, because they need blood to sacrifice to prove that you love the person enough to willingly to fight for it. And Rose is a perfect example of why these demons basically have this sort of idea in mind, because she didn't fight for it, didn't keep her man from fleeing away from another country, and now she lives in this sort of loveless limbo.
I like the idea that they're...
I just thought, but isn't that really just bad luck that she ended up with someone that, you know, didn't care about her?
It could be a mixture of her being a coward and not trying to fight for her love, and his dreams of going to another country and trying to make it big.
Or it could also just be she fell in love with a total scumbag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bad luck.
I like the idea that they're making them do all this because they're huge assholes.
Yes, what you expect of demons of love.
Yeah, but there's too many of those characters in this story. I want it to be something else.
Yeah, everybody's an asshole except for Batman.
Everyone's an asshole who wants mortals to just dance on their strings, and you know, that's fun and all, but like I want a little diversity in that. But
dance
no,
monkey.
I can deal. Fine.
Is there any other thoughts, or could I go to my next point?
Go ahead.
Alright. Could long hair Beato and dress Beato be different types of entities, which would explain their different weaknesses? I do not believe this is the answer, but it is an idea I came up with.
You know, I actually had a thought about that last time. Mostly in that maybe Beato, or at least Chick Beato, would be the human version of Beato. Or at least the human version of Beato that existed, that somehow got entangled with the legend of Beato as the ruler of the night on Rakenjima. And the other Beato is just that, just the legend itself. And like somehow they just got mishmashed together, and they are so entangled that they cannot get unstuck.
I think Beato is like much less of a character, like an actual person, than we think. Like, there's the whole Nox rule about something about not being able to, like, it has to be part of the original cast or something like that. And Beato was not there in the first episode.
Yeah, she was. What do you mean? Oh, you mean the new Beato?
No, I mean, like, no Beato showed up in the final episode, unless you count the Tea Party, which I think is counted separately.
Wait, the final episode or the first episode?
First episode.
The first episode. That was all straight up, no magic, just straight up, just the whole murder mystery, straight up.
Heavily implied magic.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean we never saw it? That's what you're saying.
We never saw a Beato in the first episode.
Yeah.
So I think Beato is...
Like,
so
murders were attributed to Beato, but we never saw her do it, is what you're saying.
so I think Beato is much less of a character than the story wants us to think. I think she's a plot device.
Except for that one Beato that kind of died off that cliff.
Well, I mean, that wasn't in the first episode.
Yeah, that was also in chapter 3?
Was it in 3 or 2?
Which one?
Beatrice that fell off the cliff.
Rosa's flashback.
Episode 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's my thought on that, Beato. Do more people have thoughts on that? Alright, my next thought, and my final one. So I've had this thought for a bit. I assume Feather Lady, I know her name, but I like thinking of her as Feather Lady, probably knows what happened or knows enough of what actually happened. I assume that those guarantees of what happened are the red, like the red truths. And maybe we are seeing her interpretation of events or her spicing up events. Because these are all, like, supposed to be apparently in her stories, in her books. And so I'm wondering if the magic is meant to spice up those stories.
But, like, I thought that Featherin, I just like to use that name because I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's pretty.
I always thought Featherin's stories were supposed to be their fan fiction. Like, they're the professional kind of fan fiction that used to exist before the internet. So they're slightly different and, a different take on the story that was written by whoever wrote it. Like, the idea being that her story was, like, almost broke the rules in the way that you have you have the love demons who weren't there in any of the other stories, but now they've shown up.
I don't know, like, I feel like that the Reds are, like, the primary, like, this is what happened, and everything else could be fake.
Maybe.
And is spiced up to make a more interesting story.
I think I'm hitting a mental roadblock because this is also Hachijo who wrote them, and humans can't use the red truths idly. So does that mean if she was Featherin writing this, or was she Hachijo writing this?
I am saying that I think that there is magic, but I think everything can be solved without magic. And so I believe that the red truths... I believe that the... What?
Well, you finish, I'm sorry.
So I'm just saying that I think that every story we've seen are her interpretations of events, but the red truths are what have actually happened.
Mm-hmm. So what I was saying is, isn't Hachicho just Featherin? They're the same person. It's just that's her mortal disguise.
Yeah, I figured that.
It's like how Kumasawa was Virgilio that one time.
I still don't know what to do with that.
Go away. That's what I don't get. Why did that just go away after like the third book?
I think that I think it's ambiguous if the humans we are seeing are real.
Mm-hmm.
And not mirages.
Everything is ambiguous. We have no looking glass to help us peer through it.
Like, all the humans that we were seeing could just be goat people in disguise, for all we know.
I guess.
Or could be past representation of their past self. Like, Genji for Ronove.
Like their puppets, potentially.
Maybe.
Or their spiritual forms of their previous lives.
So you're saying that every single human could just be a goat demon?
I'm saying that it's ambiguous whether the humans we are saying actually exist outside of Angie and maybe Battler, I guess.
Oops, all goats.
Anyway,
that was all my thoughts.
Okay. I will be concise as possible. Just thought of one thing I just thought was interesting, that George still fights with his feet while Jessica fights with her hands. George just happens to be nimbler while Jessica seems to be more involving power. It's pretty also indicative of their personalities, because George is the cool, strong, silent, almost silent type, usually moves around nimbly, but lets his feet do the talking. With Jessica, she's overt in her personality, so she lets her fists do the talking.
Hell yeah. And, that's just different styles of fighting as well, but I like how you've matched that to, like, their personalities.
Oh yeah, it's pretty clear. It also gets pretty clear into how they use the magic and how they've used it prior, because last time Jessica was only just halfway augmenting, and here she's gone full monster demon mode, and just keeps augmenting and augmenting. And finally, she doesn't even use a full-on fist, but secondary channeling magic just to go ahead and fry Kyrie up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
I call it the backflash fist.
I call it the burn-a-bitch.
That is something I wanted to ask. How did she channel just, like, my fists are made of fire because I activate a boost? Like, is that just, like, Ronove's magic?
I say it's magical backdraft.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen a backdraft? It's very dangerous.
I have
very
not.
Scary.
What is that?
I actually have.
I don't know what that means other than, like, wind.
A backdraft is where a fire at any location can suddenly just pop in when air pressure changes and can flood a room in fire.
Oh, right, Phlogiston theory.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand.
Magical. She did the magical variation of that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a joke. Phlogiston theory has been discredited, like, hundreds of years ago. But
that's why I said magical. It's a magical thing.
Right. I just want to make sure that people don't think I really think that.
So, hey, we're here to do a little bit of clarifying for you gamers. Specifically involving how exactly, like, Jessica got the funny upgrades and all that fun stuff. It was made rather clear that because of their agreement with Zepar and Furfur and the contract they made for the love trial and all that, they're essentially getting powers through them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, and that sort of, like, reinforces my idea that these whole adventures they're having, like the kills, are just instanced adventures that then Featherin can weave together to create this sixth, version of the story with the Twilights.
Yeah, it's like kind of like goes into my idea of that it's flavoring that Featherin is throwing into her stories, and that's why we're seeing it.
A good writer knows how to weave.
Wait, quick question: is Featherin actually like writing the Do we know if Featherin is actually writing the magical bits in her stories? Has she said that, or had the story said that?
What magical bits?
That all the magical bits we are seeing, has Featherin been writing those into her books?
It is worth mentioning that something that was literally just mentioned, nothing against you, but I know you guys make sure they're paying attention and whatnot. But basically, during the bit where it flashed over to the real world with Hachijo, Angie, and Amakusa, Angie mentions the love trials directly, so it's implied that these magic sections are being written into the narrative.
Okay, so she has been writing those into her books.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Something else that's also been super bugging me. Kyrie, her entire time where she was talking to Jessica, just the entire fucking discussion, that legitimately terrified me. She mentioned that she was getting rid of women, just cutting them away from Rudolph, no holds bars. And I was just remembering about the Kumadera family and how scary as fuck they are. I'm pretty sure she would not have hesitated to use her family connections to eliminate those other women, like,
freaking bam.
You know she kind of screwed over her sister because she was originally going to marry a different man because of family tie reasons, and screwed over her sister so badly she became that person throughout that one chapter.
That in itself is still terrifying. But the fact that Kyrie also said she would have gone through with killing Asumu if Asumu had not died. I do not doubt that for 1 second.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. She would done that.
I mean, is calling someone a yandere dismissive?
A little.
What?
A little bit, yeah.
Because I don't mean it to be dismissive. I just say that's that character.
I don't think that that's necessarily what Kyrie is.
I wouldn't call it yandere, but for like a way to quickly, like, just off the cuff, maybe, like, kind of draw a comparison in the moment, I could see it working.
Why wouldn't you call her a yandere? She's crazy for love and willing to kill for it.
She's not killing people crazily.
I guess it's focused yandere energy instead of I'll just kill anyone who looks at you.
She's just kind of like it feels kind of like a little bit of sociopathy. Like she's kind of
That's the word.
That's what yanderes are. What do you mean?
Here's the thing.
Sociopathy. It's sociopathy.
She didn't kill anyone as far as we know, so it's like it didn't go. Like she said that she would, but as far as we're aware, she never did.
She was planning on.
She said she. Sorry.
She would be guilty of an actual first degree murder instead of being a crazy person murderer.
She said clearly that she bought the weapon she was gonna use to kill Asumu.
Yeah.
She bought like a katana or a blade or whatever.
I mean, people also can back down in the heat of the moment.
I mean, that's not a crime as long as you don't, actually go forward with it. Thought crimes are not illegal.
This sounds like just a matter of perception that I.
Yeah, but I will stop calling her a yandere if you think that's dismissive of who she is.
I'm just not particularly fond of the term as a whole.
Yeah, ever since that.
Because mental illness.
I will state that I don't think it is inherently. Well, it might be a little bit dismissive.
I mean, it's a
but
trope.
I think it's kind of incorrect for it.
I mean, I would
because like with yandere, it feels like it's a lot more basic, and I don't think like inherently that fits.
I would just call it a character trope. Like I don't think it's like a particular commentary. It's just a character trope.
Broad label.
It's a story device.
The reason why I bring up all this involving Kyrie is because all of that talk and everything, and all of this just came off as way too sociopathic. There it is.
There we go.
Came off as way too sociopathic and way too weird in the middle of all of that stories involving love. It does involve her love for Rudolph, yes, but it also just comes off as super weird and calculating. Especially when she actually tried to get away from Jessica and then invoked her pride in all of this. Something about that's just rubbing me the wrong way.
Also, thank you. Thank you, Mirinda. Yes, that's a very good way of phrasing it. Calling Kyrie a yandere is technically accurate but misrepresentative. It detracts a little bit. But yeah, that's about it.
By the way, I was about to actually type it, but for me, the word yandere doesn't mean someone who's just like, I'll just kill anyone who looks at you. It can also mean someone who's calculated enough to, decide for themselves that they're willing to do a violence for love. Like, I guess some people use yandere just to mean like a dumb, stupid, crazy person.
It's a matter of perception. By the way, what's the link to that Capcom stream? Sorry.
It's here. It's just called Capcom Games Capcom Countdown thing. That also brings up an excellent point, saying it's like calling Portal a first-person shooter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see what you said there, and yeah, I can see that. But I feel like that, there's something you can do with yandere without making it negative. I know people have made dumb stories with that.
I feel like we are looking too far into this, just character category.
Yeah, okay, we can stop. It's okay. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's just I feel like this conversation, it doesn't need to be this deep.
I just really like those kind of characters, but whatever.
Right. The only other thing was... sorry, Vaughn.
No, go.
The only other thing was I realized as of last time was without love, it cannot be seen. That is why we have this chapter in this episode, in Essential. Because without the love between Battler and Beatrice, or any love involving these characters, we can't see any further line connections for what is the true mystery here at this island. So we needed the love story to see the truth of the murder mystery.
Also, in the last chapter, Erica kind of was basically dismissive of the concept of love, so much, in fact, that literally this whole chapter exists because of that.
Basically, yeah. And
literally in this chapter, Erica is trying to say, "Oh, this guy cheated on me because I have evidence and truth," missing the whole point that maybe she's a bitch.
I thought that was just like a mind experiment for her, and like Delanar was just like, "Why are you doing this?"
You're not alone. I was super confused during that too.
No, I think it was basically them talking to each other and them trying to find a connection, but one is literally too narcissistic to believe in love.
Mm.
And using her past relationship to justify her, yes, he was cheating. Why should I care? I'm too smart for this.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to open up the cup. Yeah, apologies for interrupting the Umineko discussion, but I feel like we're kind of trailing around in a circle, so I might as well just cap off the stream with the funny announcement thing that's about to happen.
Yeah, that's all what I had to say, though.
Wait, are we doing a react to that?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's live.
Fuck
We're just,
it.
like,
Should we
2 minutes
start a
away.
new?
Fuck it.
Should we do a new should we do a new stream, or should we just
No,
keep it
like,
on the
fuck
same
We'll
one?
just tack it on to the end.
I can cut this out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut the last couple minutes anyway, honestly.
Okay. All I was gonna say was my part. I'll save for later.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically dreams versus love.
So that being said, here, I guess just take this snippet of my voice and just throw it at the end of the thing. Hey everybody, we react to the Capcom thing. So remember, like, comment, subscribe. Numbers are nice. Thank you very much for watching. Okay, just put that there, and then just cut before we get to this part of the video.
He said that. He said the thing. Algorithm. Give us viewers. He said it.
Listen to me.
He's
Capcom is doing an announcement right now.
You're probably gonna see Resident Evil 4 remake. You're probably gonna see Resident Evil 4 remake.
We're not. Is it gonna be? I think it might be a fighting game related thing.
I think it might be Street Fighter.
Usually February is fighting game month for Capcom.
I love Capcom, Charlie. I love Capcom.
Yeah, because usually this is the month of the fighting game.
Is it? I don't play those very often. I
saw someone make reference to. I've seen some people say it might be DMC related. I'm gonna be real. I don't think. It's
I don't think that. That sounds insane.
I think it might be related.
Hey, didn't number 5 come out like 3 years ago?
Dragon's Dogma is more likely.
Yeah, it's way too soon.
I think it's gonna be that funny moon game. Thank you, Sans.
I don't know if the funny moon game is.
What moon game?
They like showed us talking of this moon game a while ago. I don't quite remember the thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, it's midnight.
Wait,
Capcom.
I mean, it says 1 hour.
An hour, dude.
But it doesn't have minutes.
Yeah, like it said 1 hour for the past hour.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Their clock is kind of lame.
You shut up, Abyss. You shut up, Abyss. Don't
Come
jinx
on,
it.
man! Don't jinx it for us.
I don't think Capcom's gonna do
they're not
NFTs.
I wouldn't be surprised, but again,
I don't think Capcom, like Konami, yes, probably. Capcom,
there's a part of me that's like, I can see Capcom doing that.
We will give this a few minutes. Like if it's actually just like at some point at a random time in the hour, like I can't, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I would say give it 10 minutes.
What's going on?
Capcom. Reveal.
Capcom not... Wait, is that a clock hand? Okay, that clock hand's not moving anywhere.
So nothing's going on, and that's the problem.
I like an actual countdown clock instead of what this is going on.
Some people might be hopeful it's a Marvel vs. Capcom, but I feel like we probably would have heard rumblings before that.
I have a theory. I have a theory It's gonna get to 5, 4, and then the timer's going to stop. Dio's going to walk on screen, and you're going to get another Capcom JoJo fighter.
That would be cool.
I mean, I would be.
Capcom
I would
versus
down for
Capcom.
that. Yeah.
Capcom versus Capcom.
Okay.
Capcom versus Capcom is pretty cool.
Capcom introduces the new Umineko fighting game.
Shows that there's not an hour left.
Call Fantasia Deluxe.
I would end the stream immediately.
Miranda
Yeah,
did
we
bring
would have
up,
to instantly bail, like me and Con and everybody else.
Well, if we're still waiting, does anybody have any other like Umineko things they want to bring up, or is it reach keep talking about Capcom shit?
We should probably keep it to Capcom just because, like, I mean, that just taken away from the the video itself.
Man,
There's gonna be a video on itself.
We don't really like this. Doesn't need to be a video.
No, I meant like the Umineko video. It's like, well, we like not getting all our thoughts out on that.
Yeah, I had to cut mine short because it kind of ran a little too much.
Okay, yeah. I went to the timer on my phone, and even then, it's still showing an hour. So we have another hour.
It's gonna be a live up. No, it's not.
Oh no! Wait.
Oh.
Kaneko. Look at what it says. It says days and hours. It does not say minutes.
Days.
I doubt they're going to let it sit on 0000 for an hour.
That said, I do notice that the clock hand, like from that thumbnail of the Capcom counter, is like in a different area, but it's probably not going by the minute there.
Look, like straight up, the second like it went to 11 o'clock, it said 1 hour remaining, so it should be happening like literally any second now.
Like it makes zero. Like add the seconds. You next time, Capcom. How about that?
Capcom, I'm gonna strangle you. Here, I'm gonna.
Maybe it's because they weren't sure when.
Like, get it out! Get it out!
Oh my fucking god!
In an hour, it's gonna zoom out with the watch still being at an hour, and someone's going to punch it, and it's going to reveal the game.
See, the issue is that all of their games now look the same because they all use the same engine, so you can't tell.
I can't believe they're announcing Ryu from Streets.
Like, you can tell they use the same engine by the texture.
Watch this shit reveal it.
I would shit if it was Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh wait, this is literally it's just a canvas. Like, this is literally just like a video feed.
Huh.
Oh, you said like, it's not. Oh, is this a video feed? I was gonna say, can we make it say poopy butt fart?
They actually have
69.
Here, so you know what we can do is what happens if I just fucking
You see,
add
Orange here's a
attribute.
web developer. He can decipher this
This
ancient text.
is special, unique content, viewers. You don't get this anywhere else.
Edit as HTML.
Don't go into the weed
Let's
cave.
see what happens if I just add p sex. Let's see.
Do it.
Does
Why
sex-
not?
Okay, hold on a second. Oh, there we go. All right, here. Now I just need to just. Okay, so hold on a second. So edit.
Why not, Kaneko? It's funny.
Okay, so edit as HTML. Hold on a second. How do I add inline style again? HTML inline style. Hold on a second. Okay, HTML style CSS. I'm not gonna break anything. Don't worry.
Con,
Okay.
Relax.
Con, he is a web developer. He works for a company. He knows what he's doing.
There we go. All right, there. So it says sex in big blue letters now. So now, it's the case. So let's just go ahead and so
Where's the
font
sex?
size. Let me just go ahead. Oh yeah, it's like font. Yeah, it's font size. Okay, there. So now we're gonna go ahead and do fucking font size equals 69.
Like, to be clear, we're waiting until 1 o'clock, or
We are not waiting until 1 o'clock. It's just late, I think. Okay, cool. All right, now we're going to change font weight.
Sex!
Jesus,
font.
my ears.
There's the sex!
I gotta fix weight to bold. Oh yeah, there we go. Now there we go.
Bold sex!
All right, now how about we do 420? There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's Josh, you're gonna fucking kill me. Anyways, here, so
Josh came so hard.
style is italic. There we go.
Italic sex!
That's a clip.
Alright, wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. Can I eject? I can eject. Oh, I can eject pictures. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Here we go. Alright. You know what you've been waiting for? Here we go. Alright, so,
Silver case 26. Let's go.
here, so how do we, okay, image tag. Alright, here we go. Alright. So there, we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna take a random element. We're gonna just fucking, alright, so now we're gonna just go ahead and grab, okay, hold on a second. Hold on, I'm getting it. Don't worry. Copy image. No, we gotta copy the image address. That's right. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change this. No! Show his face! Show his face! No!
Delete everything after the .png.
Oh yeah, here, fucking shit. Everything after the .png. Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on. So where the fuck is it? Scale to width down. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, get rid of that shit. Okay, blam. Yeah! There he is!
Oh my fucking god!
Silver case. The 26th one.
26th one releasing now!
69.
I'm getting some chocolate and fucking soda.
Oh my god, here. Hold on, let me change the font size a little bit. How are we doing on stream font on the front? Okay, hold on a second. So 69. Okay.
I'm gonna go make some lean.
Oh my god.
No, drink the lean. You get
typing exclamation.
Can't casually say that you're gonna drink the lean.
Oh yeah, make the 6 purple.
Oh yeah, here we go. Let's make it purple. All right, there.
We're making it lean.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my
Purple
god.
guy.
0 hours gone without mentioning lean.
Hey, see, Shub, you were like
It's
yelling about
impossible
lean
ever
all
since
day
Calliope
yesterday.
Mori made a mistake.
I was yelling about how I wasn't the one yelling about lean.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Dante loves the lean!
Here, I have the countdown on the other screen as well in case it just suddenly fucking goes off.
Oh, you sound like you said Joshy.
It said Dante. I heard Dante.
I heard
Let's
Joshy.
see. Okay, what else can we do to make this fun? Hold on a second. Is there a way to add like inline audio stuff? Add YouTube video to HTML. Alright, hold on a second.
Thimbar said it got delayed an hour because of the Prime Cup.
Oh, really? Oh, well, fuck me, I guess. Okay, hold on a second.
Oh my god.
Alright, before we wrap this up, I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more thing.
Got fucking delayed.
Alright, here we go. Hold on. One more thing before we stop, because unfortunately, it's getting delayed, so we're gonna wait a little bit. Okay.
Oh my god.
But don't worry. Alright, here we go. We're gonna make this all worth it. You know it. Alright, here we go. Ready? Okay, edit as HTML. Gonna go ahead and slap that in there. No!
Oh my god.
God damn it. Okay, hold on a second. Wait. Maybe the link is just wrong. Let me get a better link. Hold on a second. Alright, let's see. So just gonna go ahead and grab this. We're gonna get the shortened URL.
Man, I'm getting flashbacks back to whenever I did web developer class in high school.
Oh,
I was terrible at that class.
It does not want to load. It does not want to load it. Anyways, I guess I might as well just play what I was gonna do. It's gonna be far with reverb again. Alright. Yeah, okay, apparently got delayed, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead. Oh my god.
Hey, I'm back. You guys done
TOS! Hey, wait a minute, this is not
hey,
TOS.
So it got delayed by an hour due to like Pro Tour stuff. But
this is the Capcom reveal, it's sex. It's sex with Sumio Kodai.
I can't believe Sumio Kodai walked up, announced sex, refused to elaborate, and then left, and then delayed the actual announcement by an hour.
Oh my god. Alright, everybody. So yeah, apparently this shit's just we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for this shit to happen. So yeah, this is, in my eyes, this is the Capcom announcement. Sex with Sumio Kodai. Good night, everybody. I'm gonna end the stream right now.